Hello everyone and welcome to Bash Script. In this tutorial, we're going to look into a directory or inside a directory, searching for the largest file or files based on an argument provided by the user called deps. So if deps is equal to 1, which would be the default value, we're going to remove the largest file. If it's equal to 2 or to 3, we're going to remove the 3 largest files, okay, and so on and so forth. So let's begin. So at first we are inside the Linux, Ubuntu of course. So I've created the unload store.sh or unload storage, okay. So of course it's empty right now. If I type unload cat unload store.sh, it is empty. Now at first I'm gonna give the privileges to read, write, execute for unload store.sh so that we can read its content, write and execute it at the end. Okay, so at first what we're gonna do is make unload store script look into the downloads directory. So the downloads directory, if we go into files, you have the downloads, inside of which multiple types of files. So it's gonna search for the largest one or ones, again based on the argument provided by the user, which was called deps, and remove these files. So let's get into it. At first I type gedit, then the name of the script, which is unload store.sh and ampersand. We need to type hash and then exclamation point /bin/bash. So it's a binary bash script. At first we need to prompt the user for the directory that will be used for that search. Echo, okay, echo enter the directory or a directory path to unload. Example, unload meaning to lighten the weight or to lighten the total size of it. This is what unload means. Okay, example, tilde/downloads, meaning the downloads folder inside the home directory. Actually the default directory will be downloads in this example. Okay, then I'm gonna write a postscript, meaning like a note that the user can hit enter to run the script on the same directory. Then I need to read directory path. Okay, read the path to get the input from the user. Here I'm gonna do something. Okay, so if dir path is equal to, this is like, by the way, an if-else switch. Okay, it's like an if-else statement. So dir path equal, and we'll open these two parentheses. The condition is if dir path, directory path, is equal to blank, a blank is or an empty string, okay, in this case execute this next statement, script so to speak, which is echo home. Home is written this way, okay, which is the home directory, by the way. $home is like typing /home/ the user, which is Tony, / yeah, that would be home / Tony. Echo home / downloads. Else, meaning like if this condition is true, echo for me home / downloads. Otherwise, echo what? So if it's not empty, then echo the actual value of the directory path entered by the user, which is $dir path. Now what happens here is, so if dir path is empty, is an empty string, the echo home downloads will be assigned to what? So this value over here would be filled inside dir pass variable. Otherwise, okay, dir pass will stay dir pass. Okay, so the actual value inputted by the user. This is what it actually means. Also, so the next thing that we want to do is enter or prompt the user to enter the depth. What the depth means in this example is the number of files to remove. So if the depth is 1, the script will remove the largest file inside this directory. Otherwise, if the depth is 2, he will remove the first large file and then the second largest file. Okay, so echo enter the depth, and here I'm gonna type something like the number of large files to wipe or to remove. Of course, I'm gonna tell him, as we mentioned before, if left empty, meaning if he just hits enter, by default the software or the script will take one file that will be wiped. Okay, so he will only wipe one file. I read the depths. Now here again, just like before, depths will be affected based on the condition. It will either take the value assigned by the user, or it will take the value of 1 as a default value. So depths equal, now if the value of depth is equal to empty string, then is what appears, what comes after the double ampersand. Echo 1, echo the value of 1. Okay, so 1 will be affected to depth. Otherwise, echo the value of depth, which is the actual value entered by the user. After that, I need to get the original size of the directory, space by this directory, before removing the largest file, so that we compare later how much space has been vacated when we have executed the deletion. At first, echo would leave an empty line, dir bottom equal. Now here is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the bottom of the files listed in the directory. So here it is what I mean exactly. If I type du-a, it means disk usage -a by all whether files and directory. Give me the disk usage, or the disk space used by all files or directories within the desktop. So if I type enter, let me increase this screen, the screen of the console, so we can see better. You see, so this is what we've gotten: different files in the directory, and even inside the subdirectories, meaning like dload backup is actually a directory inside desktop. The du-a will look into the files inside that subdirectory, which is, by the way, also inside of content, another subdirectory inside of desktop. Now the files that are immediately located on the desktop are n5.txt, unload_store.sh, which is the script, etc. So to give you a more like descriptive idea, if I go to files over here to get a visual, you see on the desktop, these are the files directly or immediately located on the desktop. Then you have a subdirectory called content, inside of which you have files, and also another subdirectory, dload backup, inside of which you had other files. Okay, so the script will be able to reach each one of them and display the actual size of each file. So after that, let's say du-a, it displayed the sizes, right? But what I need to do is to get this first, or actually the first thing to that comes in mind, we need to sort this list to separate the largest files from the smallest files in size. So I want that the largest files would be displayed last. How can we do that? So I type du-a, and by the way, if I want another directory other than desktop, I list the name of the directory right after -a. Here in this case, it will run locally on the desktop. So I insert a redirection pipeline, right? Then I type sort. The command sort would sort these entries over here. What I need to do is to sort all these files based on the numerical values at the left, okay, on the first position. So I type -k1 and then -n, meaning sort them numerically. And as you see, so again, this is the command du-a pipe sort -k1 -n, meaning that, all right, I want you to display the disk usage of all files, but don't just display it immediately. Redirect that command to a sorting command that will sort that display based on the first field and numerically. And you see here, you notice, by the way, this last value here is actually the size of the entire directory. Dot means the local directory, which is desktop in this case. And this is, of course, the largest value. After it, you have, for instance, like here, we have an MP4 file. It's among the largest files. It's occupying 1600 kilobytes. All right? So, but what I also need to do is another filtering. So I want to get down to the lowest file because I need to wipe the largest file, right? So I need to get to what is called the tail. Tail means the last line of the display. So if I type tail -1, it means what? Give me the last line. You see? Now let's say I want to get the line after it, or let's say the fourth line. Oh, all right, so if I type tail -4, it gave me the last 4 lines, but I'm not interested in getting all the lines. I need only the 4th line without the 3 below it. So how can we filter them out? What we do is we get back to the command over here, and then we pipe it again. We redirect it to head -1. Head -1 meaning that the final result we've gotten over here, get from it only the first line, which will give me this display. You see? It will give me the size next to the file name or the directory, in case if it was a directory, and it will only, you see, this is the only thing that will appear. The file size at the 4th position from the bottom next to the file name. Another thing that we can do, get the size of this file that's located on the 4th position from the bottom. All right, so you remember the command called awk. So what awk does is it splits the display or the line into fields, and here what you can see is that you have, this is the first field and this is the second field. So if I type awk, and this is how we do it. We open an apostrophe, a single apostrophe, all right? Then 2 braces, and then I type print. Okay, what argument do we want? Let's say we want the size only. I print $1, meaning that only give me the first field value. You see? Now, if I go back, and by the way, I'm going back by clicking the upper arrow. So if I replace $1 with $2, you see it gave me the actual file name, which is great. This is what we need. Now, if we needed something else, we will refer to it later. So, dir bottom is actually doing that. It is going to the bottom and getting the lowest file or the lowest line, so to speak. Why are we interested in the lowest file? Because I want to get the size of the directory. The desktop, by the way, is actually a directory. So if I type du-a again and sort -k1-n, what it will give me on the bottom, at the bottom, is the overall size of the desktop. This is what we need. So if I redirect it to awk and then I print $1, it will get me the full size, the actual full size of the desktop. I need that so that I can compare it later when we wipe the largest files. So, dir bottom variable. du-a, because I'm interested in getting the excuses, right? Then, here the difference is I need to refer to the directory entered by the user. If he did not enter anything, then I will go to the default directory, which is downloads, as we mentioned. I type $dir path, given again by the user. I need to sort, as we mentioned, sort -k1-n to get them sorted from the smallest file to the largest file. Then I need to get to the bottom, to the last line, and we do that by typing tail -1. If I type du-a, and in this case, of course, I won't mention the directory path because we are on the desktop here on the left. Okay, just for the sake of the example. So I sort -k1-n, then tail -1. It will give me the last line. But let's say if I type also head -1 as well. So if I also redirect it again to head -1, it will do the same thing. Why? Because simply head -1 means give me the first argument in the list. Well, actually it is the first argument because it is the only argument. Just like when you are in the class, you'll actually always be the first because it's you alone by yourself in that class. All right? But for a good practice, because I'm gonna use it later, I'm gonna use actually the head -1. I'm gonna still mention it. After that, I'm interested in getting the total size of the directory. We're gonna extract the first argument in this du-a sort tail head. So total before size as a default value for that argument is 0 to avoid any further problems. So total before size is equal to, I need to echo dir bottom. Why do I need to echo it here? I need to echo the value of dir bottom in order to redirect it to the awk command. Alright? So, because here we already have it inside of dir bottom. I don't want to write du all over again right before awk. So I simply, since it is stored in dir bottom, I echo the value of dir bottom, which is $dir bottom. Then I redirect it using the pipe to awk. Then I print the first value. So let's check. If I type echo size before running the script, the actual script below would be total before size. So let's check so far how this script will respond. Now, whenever we try to run the script, you see enter a directory path. If I type enter, it has been displaying, as you've seen, unary operator expected. In order to fix this problem, you get here to this conditional statement and you place 2 braces instead of 1, and this will make it work. So if I clear and then run the script again, so I hit enter, meaning it will go to the default directory, which is home in this case. Enter the depth, let's say 3, and you see, so it had searched inside this directory, and this is the size before. You see, this is the size that has been measured inside of this directory. I'm gonna do something else. Let's copy, because it has been wiped before. So I will copy from the desktop, from the folder which is content, inside content the load backup, and I want to copy everything from this location back to the folder which is downloads. By the way, in order to get to the home directory, I simply type tilde / download, type after cp or copy -rf, meaning recursive. Alright, so let's run the script again. Unload store.sh, enter the same directory, depths, enter. You see 16840, because I copied into it additional files. Let's get back to the script. So we displayed the total size of the directory before actually starting to wipe. Now what I need to do is to go inside a for loop, and in this for loop, as long as I have not reached the number of files that need to be wiped, which is, by the way, the value of depth, okay, I will keep wiping the last file located, removing the lowest file. Again, you remember du-a and pipe sort-k1-n. It will give me the sorting from the smallest to the largest file all the way to the bottom, including, by the way, the size of the entire directory. So let's say I need to go or to get the lowest file. So du-a, again sort-k1-n, then tail -1. This will give me, and by the way, yes, it's a good practice to type also head -1, meaning give me the only or the first argument of the result. But tail -1 will actually give you the only one at the bottom. So let's say I want to go up to check the one above it, whether if it's a directory or a file or not. Let's see what it is. So I simply repeat this command, and instead of tail -1, I will type tail -2. So you see, it got me this value, the one above this lower value. You see, it got me this one. So what I need to do, let's say I have to remove multiple files. I need to loop, and each time the tail should increase in absolute value, meaning at first tail, of course, tail minus will always be there, but the first file we need to check in such case will be tail -1, then tail -2. Of course, tail -1 won't be removed. Why? Because it's simply a directory, not a file. Then tail -2, the one above it, tail -3, the one above it, tail -4. It will give me this one. Let's check it. So tail -4. It gave me this one, you see, as we mentioned, and head -1 is important because it is only giving me the top of the list, the uppermost top of the list, not the other things listed below it. All right, so let's clear here, or let's leave it as a reference. So I go inside a for loop, then I equals 0, I will be our counter. After that, I less than the value of the depth, which is by default is equal to 1, by the way, right? So I less than the value of the depth, then we increment I plus plus. Alright, do, so we open the loop and done. So at first I need to get the file type. du-a will give us over here tail minus 4, so it would be the fourth item on the list, the fourth line from the bottom. Head minus 1, it will give me only this part, right? So if I type enter, I get this line over here. Again, if I type du-a sort-k1, now I need to extract this part in order to test it. I will type again du-a everything, then redirect it to what? To awk, double apostrophe, and print only the second argument. Now I need to use the command which is called file. It will return the file type of what we have over here. I type file, then I need to run this entire command inside these two reverse or backward apostrophe. So right click, paste, and let's see the result. You see zip archive data. What I'm trying to do is actually determining if the file is a directory or a zip file or media. So this is how we actually do it. Inside of the for loop on the right, I type ftype equal, it is file, then du-a, we're testing the file type against what? Against the directory provided by the user, which is dir path, then sort-k1-n, then tail. Here I need another variable. So as we mentioned, we're going from the bottom in du to the top. I need that the value of the tail to be variable, not to be fixed. So it needs to start from 1, then increment to 2, 3, 4, so that I can ramp up from the bottom of the list to the depths, to the nth directory. I will declare another variable which is called marker. It will actually start at 1, meaning it will tail -1, which would be the last argument inside the list. Tail, instead of -1 here, tail minus and $marker. Next to it, head will always be -1 because we're getting the first line. Tail will give me, like tail -4 will give me the last 4 lines. I need to extract only from them the first one on the top. Then I need to awk, which will print for me the second argument. It is simply this one. So you have, that's the first argument, size of the file. The second argument is the actual file name, full path. This is what to get. After the file type, I need to get this result. I type fresult. I need to get the entire result so that I can, I'm interested in knowing the name of the file, which is the second argument, but also the size of the file. So fresult is equal, open these two backward apostrophe, du-a, then $dir path, directory path, sort-k1-n, to sort them in an ascendant manner. The largest file would sit at the bottom. Then tail. What I need to tail is the marker. The marker each time will increment inside the for loop as long as we have the I is less than the depth. It will keep incrementing until it reaches the depths. So fresult equal du-a, dir path, sort-k1-n, tail minus marker. I'm sorry, yeah, here is the marker over here. Then head -1 again, head -1, and that's it. That's it. So this is how we get result. You notice something I'm missing here, a backward apostrophe. This is why it's not highlighted, this variable name, so I just fixed it. After that, the f size. What is the f size? F size is the awk, meaning the filtering of this f result, and we want to get the first argument. This is the size. Let's open two backward apostrophes, echo dollar f result. I pipe it to awk print $1, which is what? The size of the file. Yeah, by the way, here, yeah, I forgot to, yeah, it's fixed. Okay, beware where you're placing the backward apostrophe. Another thing is the file name. Now there is something also I need to point to. The file name as it is displayed over here, ./. The remove won't be able to run because we have dot here before the /. What I need to do is I need to filter it out. So when we want to delete the file, it won't cause us problems. First, extract this argument. So the same way, and I'm sorry, I'm placing it because it's important, like it's more convenient to place it before the f size. So I type here f name equal backward apostrophes echo f result. I pipe it or redirect it to the awk. Now this time we're gonna extract the second block. So awk, by the way, the syntax is apostrophes, then two braces, then print $2. In order to remove this over here, I need to use the SED, which is string edit replace. So I type SED. Now here is how SED works. So you have the apostrophes, you have the start of the string, then you have, you see, you have here is the original value of the string to be replaced. Here is the value to replace it with. And finally, you insert a G, meaning globally, on this entire string, which is a small string. I need to perform this operation. So how do we actually do it? So at first, what is the string? It is a dot /, right? It is a dot and /. Now you see dot and // over here are special characters. We need to actually remove or cancel their power when it comes to the command. We need to treat them rather as ordinary characters. This is what I'm trying to say. So how do we actually do it? We need to invert them in order to cancel their syntax value, so to speak. Insert behind them backward / and the / I also cancel its power by inserting a backward /. Let us start all over. Okay, I inserted these just to, it won't keep jumping up and down on the line. Again, here you have the syntax. The original syntax is start of the string. Here is the old value of the string, and here is the replacement in these two cases, okay, empty cases. Now the string to replace is again what? It is dot and /, right? We need to cancel their syntax value, so we need to place behind each of these two characters a backward /. So in order to cancel the dot, we need to place a backward / then dot. To cancel the value of the /, we need to insert a backward / and then a /. So backward / dot, backward / it will give us a string which is dot /. I need to replace them with an empty string, so this here will leave it empty. Okay, we'll leave it like this and it will fix the problem. Let's remove this. Let's get the f size back to its place. Now what I also need to do is, again, I want to test the file type. Let's do that as well. Alright, so file type, file, and since we have the file name over here, no need to get the longer version of the file type command. I simply type file type without space here, file, then $f name, pipe, awk, and then print 2 $2, which is the file name that has been filtered, and I print the second argument from it. Now, next to that, what I need to do is to start removing the files. All right, so here again, the marker, every time we go into the loop, I need to increase the marker, but at first let's leave the marker at its original value, which is 1, right? And then each time we remove the file, or we attempt to remove it, if it's directory it won't be removed, we will increment the marker. What I'm gonna do is rm dash file $f name. I'm gonna attempt to remove the file, will increase the marker so that the marker will get to the next file from the bottom. In order to verify the file has been removed, I need to attempt to search for the file name inside of the directory path, inside of the directory. So if it's found, it means it was not deleted. If it's not found, means it has been deleted. Insert inside of del result equal find, you know what, so that we can make this example clearer. So let's say, all right, we have these files over here, right? If I type here find, let's say I'm trying to find n4.txt. So I type find. Now, since it's a local directory, I simply type dot, meaning that I'm searching inside this local directory, right? Then, what is the name of the file? Okay, I need to type dash name. Okay, and the name of the file is n4.txt, or yeah, another even a better way, find dot. If I type find dot, it will find for me all that is inside the directory. What I will do is another trick, so I will clear here. I will do find dot, then I will grep for n4.txt. Now, if it's found, it will be displayed over here. So how are we going to convert the result into a numerical value? Meaning that, let's say if it was found, I need this command gives me a value of 1, otherwise it will give me 0. This is simply how we do it. So find dot, meaning find for me everything, then grep n4.txt, try to find for me the file name if it is available inside the directory. Then I will redirect it to another command, which is what? Word count and dash L. Dash L means count for me the lines that have been produced by find grep. You see? So here, if the file is still there, it means that it has not been deleted. So here it will give me 1. Let's say a file has been deleted. I will make up a file, let's say ncs.txt, wc, meaning word count dash L. Count for me the lines. Alright? So the result, find. Now I'm looking for this file inside the dir path, grep f name, and then I redirect it to word count dash L, means that try to find me or give me back the number of lines that have been found. If it's 0, means that the file has been removed. So let's say that the result is equal to 0. It means that the file has been removed. In such case, this is the basic format of the if statement, as you know. If it's 0, I'm going to echo. Yeah, let's split the results of the files that were removed by this tall line over here. Then echo dir path, meaning the directory path where this file has been removed, and $dir path. Also echo file, and then the file name the name of the file that has been deleted, echo removed size, meaning what was the size of that file that is wiped. It is $f size kilobytes. Also, I'm interested to know the file type. So file type $f type. Finally, I will also wrap it up with this line so that we can separately see the values. Another thing is, now if it worked out and we removed the file, meaning that the result gave us 0, I need to add the removed size to the total space that has been vacated on the hard drive. I need to declare, let's declare a variable called total RAM size. Total RAM size or total size that has been removed, okay, I need to have it at 0, so total RAM size equals 0. I need to increment it, and this is how I will do it this time. So total RAM size is equal to $, and I open these two parentheses. By the way, they mean that whatever on the inside is a mathematical execution. I'm running a mathematical operation. So total RAM size is equal to total RAM size, meaning it's equal to the old value of contained in the total RAM size. So on the first round it would be 0 plus the file size that we've just removed plus $f size. Next time it runs, it would be total RAM size contains file size plus the new value of the new file size. This is how it is incrementing. Okay, else I want to add an else statement. I want the I to be decremented of 1 so that it will repeat once again because no file has been removed. I need to make for it by re-incrementing the I so that it will start again. Alright? Minus equal 1. Then after done, alright, so here I want the final result after the loop is over, echo total cleared space is equal to what? To total RAM size. You see? Yeah, we can place it on the inside. Total RAM size. Then dir bottom is equal to dir bottom. We're recalculating the disk usage after the removal of the files that we can evaluate or detect the total size at the bottom. So I'll give you an example. So here du-a sort -k1-n, right, on the desktop. So it is 32736. Let's say I want to remove, I will remove on the desktop this file over here. All right, so we'll remove rm. So we remove that file. Let's run the disk usage again, and you will see, you see the file size over here, it will change. You see why? Because we deleted a part of this directory. That's why. So dir bottom, we need two forward apostrophes, du-a, then again dir pass. It's actually the same command on the above. You can copy it from there. -k1-n, then tail -1, head -1, and I need to awk the first argument, which is the size. I need to get this value over here. So I write total after size, total aft size equal. Let's create also this variable above. Total aft size is equal to 0. let's declare it at 0. So total aft size is equal to echo the value of dir bottom, and we redirect it to awk, and we print the first argument. You see? Clear? Finally, we echo size after swipe operation is $total aft size, and then we close. All right, so let's try to run the script. I'm gonna clear over here. Let's run the unload store.sh again, enter the same directory, the depth, let's say it is 5. All right, so we have an error over here on line 46. Why is it giving me? Okay, let's give it space over here. So let's run the script. 5, and you see total cleared space is 10,824, size after is 6016. If I add them together, it will give me 16,840. By the way, if you look to the original size, it is 16,840, which is correct. All right, so this is how we do it. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, if it seems to be a little bit hard for you, try to rewatch it again. Finally, thank you for watching.